Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Wriothesley. Wriothesley is not usually clingy by any means, but sometimes he just misses you more than usual. Sometimes he just wants you near him, and some other times, he wants more than that. And today was one of those other times, where he felt a little bit worse for wear. And if he were to be honest, he would much rather just cuddle with you all day and stay in bed than get up and do his work. It was one of those days where he didn't want to do anything. And to be honest, maybe he would just take a break if that meant that he could stay with you like this. The two of you were cuddling on the couch, and you knew you had to get up regardless of what you thought. But as soon as you moved to get up from your seat, his arms just pulled you closer and he pouted. "Come on, darling. I'm sure you can skip work for one day. It won't be the end of the world." But I can't. I can't just skip work like that. You're the boss, so you can skip your own work, but I just can't. Well, what are they going to do? Send you to Mirror Pride? You laughed softly, shaking your head. No, nobody's going to send me to Mirror Pride, but it's just that it's a responsibility, you know? Well, you're responsible to take care of your boyfriend, too. I think that's more important than some random work. And when you look into his eyes, you can tell that he's serious about this. He's not letting you go anytime soon. And you just sigh to yourself because you know there's no way to escape from this. So you just wrap your arms around him, shaking your head, because there's no way you're resisting those eyes, or those arms that wrap you ever so closer. Fine. Fine, Wriothesley. You're really lucky that I love you so much. He laughed softly at that, kissing your cheek. Whatever you say, princess. I'll be whatever you say. For now, let's enjoy the time that we have. I'm sure Sidween will have something for me to do soon. So let's make the best of our time. He was definitely acting clingy today, and you could see it from the way he held you close, peppered your face with kisses afterwards, and much more. But you didn't mind it. But tomorrow you were certainly going to mind the scolding that you were going to get at work. That was simply a matter for later, though. Lyney? Lyney was in a very bad mood today, and you could tell that. He seemed to be upset and saddened for some reason, and you really did not want to press and ask. He's already gone through enough. Whatever it is, it must have been truly terrible to dampen his mood like this. Lyney, do you want some rest? Maybe you could go sleep right now, or I could hold you if you need it. You don't have to tell me anything. And he looks at you for a moment, then nods, sitting right next to you and going into your arms, just like he belonged there. And he did. For every moment he was with you, he felt utterly wanted and safe and away from the pains of the world that had been laid down on his shoulders. The things that he had to do, the responsibility that he was burdened with. It was all too much at times, but he knew he could never escape it. Sometimes, the nearest escape was just going into your arms, ignoring the world for a couple of hours, forgetting his duty existed, forgetting of all those things that he had to do, and of all the things that he's done. Because sometimes, he did not want to remember the people's cries, or the rather unacceptable things that he's done. Working in the Fatui always guaranteed some crimson blood on your hands. And he was no different. In fact, he was even more burdened with that. And having gotten rid of the evidence and everything, it didn't help with his conscience, and the fact that he still felt like his hands were bloodied, no matter how much he washed them. So right now, Being in your arms and never letting go was his only salvation, the only way to escape this. And he knew he would be clingy for a couple of days. But that was fine. You just held him closer as you refused to talk, cuddling closer to you, while you ran your hands through his hair gently, kissing his cheek, and humming softly to him. Xiao. Xiao felt clingy plenty of times, but he never admitted. He could just not, because it felt too embarrassing and also not like him. Sometimes he kind of wondered why he ever felt that way in the first place. And once he was in your arms, he would precisely understand why he had the feeling in the first place. Not everything was easily explainable, but once he was there, to be able to experience your love and affection, he understood why he craved so much of it, and why he couldn't have enough. And that's also why right now he was wrapping his arms around you tightly, refusing to let go. Xiao, I really need to go right now. I can't just stay like this. I don't stay with you a lot. Come on. I'm sure you could stay with me for a little bit. I need you, Ion, he said. He was blushing brightly, way too brightly, and you were honestly shocked to see him like this. It was so unusual of him, and yet it was somehow exactly what you needed, because then you felt yourself give in to his demands, sighing softly and smiling at him. Fine, fine, I'll stay, but don't look at me like that with your eyes again. I'm not sure I could ever say no to that face, you say, and he's very flustered by that comment, not really knowing what to say or how to respond to it. But he just nods. He will take anything right now, if it meant being with you, and being able to be in your arms when he needed you. Being with you meant that a lot of his dark thoughts were kept away, all kept at bay by the love that you provided him. It was something he would never be able to understand. Why you were so perfect in this manner. Why he would never be able to feel this way, not even by himself. Why he would need you so many times. But if it meant that he would have to admit it, then he would. He needs you and loves you. And as shy as he is sometimes, there's no shame in admitting your love for someone, especially if that someone loves you back as much as you loved him. And if that meant that you were going to tease him for a little bit, then he was willing to make that sacrifice.